Hi everybody. I thought I would do a little primer today on taking care of your cast iron skillet. I have my cast iron griddle here, and you can see on the top it has a really nice patina. It works really well as a non-stick skillet, but I noticed this morning that on the bottom, I hope you can see that, you can see that it's quite rusty and kind of a mess. So here's the top and here's the bottom. And so I thought I'd kind of go through the steps that you can take to kind of bring this back. And you can apply these also to any cast iron you might find at a yard sale or auction or something like that also. So the tools you need actually are fairly simple. You can use, the best thing to use is steel wool. I don't have any steel wool. I have one of these Brillo SOS pads that has soap in it. Ideally, you don't use soap on your cast iron, but for this, to get this rust off, it's going to be okay. Also, I have a piece of pretty heavy grit sandpaper. I think that this is 100 grit. That can also kind of help you get this rusty stuff off. So what you're going to do is take your steel wool or your sandpaper and just kind of start scrubbing away at the rust. You kind of want to rough it up and get it loose. It kind of makes a mess. I hope you can still hear me. So be sure that you do this in a place that's easy to clean. You can see the rust on my fingers right there. I usually put newspaper down, but I realized this morning I don't have any newspaper, so I'm just going to kind of cruise through and go over this whole thing with the sandpaper and then with the wet steel wool, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So hold on, I'll be right back. And you can see that after I scrubbed it with the sandpaper and with the steel wool, I rinsed all the dust off and dried it with a paper towel. You can see in some spots it's already coming back to the original silver that cast iron is. So now what I have to do is re-season this. And you do this the same way you'd season a new cast iron pan. I'm going to heat it up a little bit. I'm going to coat this with oil. I use Crisco shortening on mine. I'm going to put it in a 300-degree oven for about 45 minutes. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to put another layer of Crisco on it, put it back in the oven for 45 minutes, and do it one more time. So 3 times in the oven with Crisco on it, and then bake it in there in that oven, and that kind of helps the cast iron suck that oil in and create that nice black patina that we have on this side. It probably wouldn't hurt for me to do a little bit of rehab around the edges on my griddle here also. You can do the same way with sandpaper, steel wool. Take all this off and then re-season it all. And then every time you use it, make sure that when you clean it, and most people don't use soap on theirs, I use soap on mine, I just make sure I season it every time. So I heat it up on the stove, coat it with shortening. Make sure you do that on the back also so you don't get rust on it like I have on mine. And always, if you have any questions about taking care of your cast iron, please leave a comment or send us a contact form, and we're happy to help. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the blog.